Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In the second motions, I'm Dalila and I'm from SMA Negeri 1 Genteng. Before I turn into my argument, let me tell you why this formal education is important. In general knowledge, the education system of a school works towards the all-around development of an individual. There are a variety of subjects that are equally essential for the progressions of students over their school years. An individual's future largely depends on the formative years. The career choices, the general attitude, and the survival instincts are all developed over a period of time. We may be pursuing a particular field of study right now, or might be pursuing a career in a specific domain. Still, the fact that we possess knowledge about other subjects, even if it's just a basic understanding, is the work of general knowledge possessed at school. Having some amount of knowledge about a particular subject is any day better than having known at all. Gathering a plethora of information as knowledge never did any harm. You can be confident about any topic and convey information that you want to, as you know it. It helps you comprehend a concept, forms your own opinions about it, and helps your curiosity stay healthy. And second one is choosing a specialization. The benefits of general knowledge would be how it helps us choose a specialization. If it were not for the many subjects that school offered you to study, how would you know what your interests lie in and what you have no regard for? Similarly, if you weren't exposed to a variety of subject matters and different disciplines of study, how would you understand what you enjoy studying or what you don't? Having a formal education supports and nurtures your choice. Even if you do happen to choose a field of study that your school didn't offer, if it is the best to have attended formal educations to recognize what you do not want to pursue and where your interests lie otherwise. And the third one is identify formations. Some argue that formal education doesn't teach us anything, and this certainly varies with different perspective. Although often not appreciated by many, formal education systems do help with key aspects of an individual's life, like socializations and identify formations. Who we are and what we identify ourselves as, what our likes and dislikes might be, are concepts formed on our own because of the process of socialization that formal education has to offer. A group of students are put into a concrete building every single day to learn. While this might seem like a rigid system, it would be unfair to underappreciate the many things that we learned. The kind of personality we developed, our interests and passions, and forming an understanding of who we are and what we want to be, stem from the education system. We might be rebel against this system, but if it were not for the comprehension of what the system is, we wouldn't have known what we might have wanted to be. And the last one, moral values. Moral values are another aspect of a schooling system. Even though left unnoticed, it does play a pivotal role in our lives. Through truth, charity, acceptance, freedom, and forgiveness are great moral values. Much of this are learned in our younger years' development, and they help from the meaningful connections we had or that we currently have. Moral values protect us. Understanding the concept of these values and acknowledging the minor differences between moral values and disrespect is something that formal education lays the foundations with. Suppose today you can fully comprehend the difference between being unaware and being ignorant, which is a very, very fine line between the two. In that case, it is because of your bedrock knowledge that you possessed at a very young age through educations, be it formal or informal. And let's get into my argument. We, as an opposition team, completely disagree with these motions. You know that being a parent is not an easy thing to do, especially when it comes to parenting. In parenting, all of the parents' role are to be a model or a good example for their child. We all know that each parent has a different method in parenting. They do this because they want the best for their child, right? And some of the parenting they have it can be strict, which the parents really give their kids a restriction in everything they do. For example, the parents not allowing their child to hang out or go out with their friends. They have to get a good grades in all of the school subject, limitations they give to their children when they're playing their phones and etc. And it can be a child parenting, which means the parents let their kids do whatever they want to do. And parenting skills is one of the most important things that every parent should have. If the parents don't even have any of these skills, or maybe cannot even treat their child right, it's all over. All of you, the parents, are already failing to fill the role as a parent for your child. And when it comes to an education, parents should be the one who lead their kids, because they're the only one who know and understand what kind of child they have. And I've seen a lot of students having some issues, that is, they're entering the wrong major, which the major they have chosen is not based or matched with their passions, which is a quite serious problem that we got to solve right now. This can be caused by the forcing they got from their parents, and an individual who doesn't even know what passions they have in kind of subject, and some of them are just following their friends' choices, and it can be a student having a really high prestige to choose the subject. They actually have a passion in it, but they don't decide to choose it because of a high prestige they have. And it can be an incoming issues not only for their future, but for the future of the country itself. When they're in college and then they proceed to have a job that is literally they don't have any passion in it, the result they get is never be a maximum. And it can be even more serious problem when they get a less income because the effort they put in is not maximum. It surely can make the company do the terminate to them, which can add more issues that the number of these employment people becomes higher. And that is why this formal education is very important to be applied. This can make the learners know what passions they have, and it absolutely can prevent the issues that I've talked about before. Not only focusing on one subject, but the students get a chance to learn every kinds of subjects that are existed. And you got to remember that if you want to pursue the digital creative skills or career, you need to learn and gotta have all the basic skills you need. And in summary, I want to point out that we, as an opposition team, strongly disagree that the children choose to abandon their educations in altogether. That's all my speech for these motions. Thank you.